YouTube? Topaz Yates back with another in-depth, and this time we're gonna go in-depth on Kanye West continuously changing the track listing to the Life of Pablo album, man. And you know, a lot of people who really don't like me to begin with, not everybody, but a lot of people who don't like me to begin with, they trying to take the whole fact that I've already reviewed it and saying that I jumped the gun and everything like that, man, and that I don't know what I'm talking about and all that bullshit. And we're gonna break all this shit down in this video, because if you look at it, this is really almost unprecedented what Kanye West is fucking doing right now. But it has happened about twice before. Going back to, say, Dr. Dre when he did I Need a Doctor. Like, when he dropped that song and video, it was getting a whole lot of promotion all over the fucking place, man. And we all expected Detox album to come out. But what actually happened? He went back into the studio. We did not hear from this dude until Compton. The second case where this has happened, man, is where Nas strategically did this shit. Like, Nas, when he was coming back with Stillmatic, he recorded 2 albums. The first album, he was going through usual promotional tactics and such, man, in which all the bootleggers and shit always had their hands in. So he dropped that first, and all the bootleggers went with it, and then he came right back with Stillmatic, which was the classic that it was, man. So ultimately, they couldn't really get it like they wanted to get it. Now, what Kanye did here, man, is he had a mass promotional campaign of the damn movie theaters and all that shit. And then he streamed his whole album and shit for the fucking masses. And then right before he was supposed to fucking drop it, in comes the claims that Chance the Rapper is arguing people in order to add a track on top of it that waves that previously unheard. And what scares me about it is the fact that they said that they had to go back into the studio to finish it, because that means they have to refile copyright papers. That means they gotta do a little more extra shit. So therefore the album may not drop for like a week or some change, possibly, depending on what all they changed. And besides Waves, the only other song on this that I did not hear from the full 19-track playlist as it is now is Damn the Intermission. See, you guys got to understand that Kanye is not adding as much as the track listing says. Because that part 1 and part 2 of Stretch My Hands and such, man, those two were one track while he debuted that shit. That Highlights and Lowlights, man, those 2 tracks were the same track as well. That old Kanye track was the damn wordplay that I touched on in the video, man. Then he added all of the Good Friday tracks, which a lot of them really didn't come out on a fucking Friday, but ultimately he added all of those on top of it that I've already made a bunch of reviews and shit for. I mean, do you see how he's stretching out what content he has to make it seem like this is a lot more than just 10 tracks? But looking at the playlist, all of the core tracks that he used during the damn Yeezy 3 at Madison Square Garden shit, man, is all well intact, man. It's all going to be damn near the same thing, just a little bit of differences. I mean, in the end, I'm confident that Waves and the Intermission aren't going to be game-changing enough that it was going to change my whole perception of the album, but if it does, I got no problem with reviewing it again. But I was not going to sit on my hands about this shit when I've already heard the whole thing over and over and over. I mean, I spent the whole day listening to it, breaking it down, gathering the understandings of the meanings, breaking down punchlines and all of that shit. And I wasn't going to sit on that because of some last minute shit that came out of nowhere, in which there's something that no one could have fucking projected. Now, did I jump the gun? Yes. But ultimately, it's not going to matter because he's not going to change the core of the damn music. We're going to get the same motherfucking album, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.